Christmas Day isn't for another 246 days, but don't tell that to sports fans. For the first time in a month and a half, we've got live action thanks to day one of the NFL draft set for 8 p.m. tonight. So let's start with the potential Gator draftees. The first man off the board for the Orange and Blue will most likely be cornerback C.J. Henderson, getting picked in the first round and likely the number 2 corner taken. ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr. predicts Henderson going 12th overall to John Gruden and the Las Vegas Raiders, while Topic Shea ranks him as the number 13 prospect with good speed, ball skills, and size at 6 feet 204. He's got all the intangibles to play on Sunday. Regardless, Henderson would become Florida's 51st opening round pick during the common draft era, dates all the way back to 1967. And make sure you keep an eye out on Saturday afternoon. As many as 7 Gators could hear their name called on the final day. A late round sleeper could be Tyree Cleveland. McShay ranks the wide receiver 38th at his position and 256th overall, right on the fringe of a 7th round draft. And aside from those Gator standouts, receiver Josh Hammond and linebacker David Reese aren't included in the most top 300 rankings. So while they may not get the call they're hoping for, they could always sign as an undrafted free agent. If you know any Dolphins fans, or you might be one yourself, you might want to say a prayer. This is arguably the most important draft since Miami took Dan Marino back in 1983. The Dolphins have 14 selections this draft, including picks at 5, 18, and 26, all in the first round. Even with a treasure trove of picks, Miami reportedly contacted the Bengals about trading up to the number 1 overall pick and most likely drafting Joe Burrows, but they got rebuffed. So with Burrows essentially off the board, that leaves Alabama's Tua Tagovailoa or perhaps Oregon's Justin Herbert. Tagovailoa, the slightly better prospect, but with a hip injury, he's got durability concerns. Look for Miami to address the line of scrimmage with its other 2 first-round picks. Mel Kiper projects South Carolina defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw at 18 and offensive tackle Josh Jones at 26 from Houston. Now, the Jags have a huge opportunity to improve through this draft with 12 picks themselves, including 7 in the first 4 rounds. Jacksonville is due 9th and 20th tonight. So what are the needs? Well, where do you start? Cornerback is urgent, so C.J. Henderson might make sense there. At 20, the Jags could also address receivers with Alabama's Henry Ruggs or offensive line. For Kiper, he likes USC's Austin Jackson in the spot. One trend to follow, Dave Caldwell has chosen an SEC player in the first round in 5 of his 7 drafts as general manager. Even acquiring Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, don't expect the Buccaneers to be sitting around the pool sipping margaritas. Tampa Bay went 5-11 last season and head coach Bruce Arians' first year, and thus they've got plenty of areas to upgrade. The Bucs' lone first-round draft pick, well, comes at number 14. They'd be wise to make their soon 43-year-old quarterback a little safer behind a solid left tackle like Georgia's Andrew Thomas. He fits the mold, 6'5", 315, and last season, running back DeAndre Swift, well, he averaged 8.2 yards per carry. Not a bad clip. And when running back Thomas is left, as many as 6 tackles could go in the first round. So if Thomas isn't there, another quality player, well, he should be. And the draft will be conducted in the same manner in which we've all done fantasy leagues for decades. Remotely, of course. Roger Goodell will be presiding from his basement, and there is even a way to boo the commissioner virtually. I mean, come on. If it feels like the real thing, might as well stand up and do something, right? But for the NFL, the draft represents one small step in getting back to normal.
Part of what this is about is continuing to work from home, be productive from home, continue to do things we're supposed to do, and be prepared. There are a lot of things we can't control in the world, obviously, but there are things we can, and we should control those things.
And it's Throwback Thursday. On this date in history, 21 years ago, all the way back in 1999, the Cardinals' Fernando Tatis hit not 1, but 2 grand slams in the same inning against the Dodgers. He went on to have a career day. It's never been done before, and it's never been done since. We'll be right back.